for the end of that. You know that, right?
All right, well, there's only one thing left to do, everybody. Welcome to game nights. Only one may stand.
You ready to play?
Let's do it.
Okay. I will play Orenreef the Vastwood, enters tapped.
Hey.
Pass turn.
Alrighty. I will play a Plains and also pass that turn.
All right, draw. I'm gonna play Myriad Landscape Tapped and pass.
Fair magic, everybody. I'm playing a Sad Boseiju, but then I will tap it and play a Noble Hierarch.
You ready to play?
This guy, Fair Magic has ended already.
It's devastating.
Yeah. Ramp good, mana dork good. The thing to note here is I was kind of forced to play out my Boseiju as a land, which is not the best. You want to save it and use it as removal later. But don't worry, I know what I'm doing. You'll find out in a minute. Go ahead, Livy.
All right. Llanowar wastes for me, and I will cast 3 visits.
Okay.
I'll search my library for Underground Mortuary, which is a forest. Comes in the battlefield tapped, and then I will surveil 1.
Oh.
Might as well grab this for some extra information. We're setting the stage so we can all do fun things. I will keep it there. Neat. Pass.
On your end step, Olivia, I'm gonna basic Land Cycle and Ash Barrens. I will search my library for a Plains and put it into my hand. Okay, let's untap and draw. I will play a Plains, and then I'll cast a Pearl Medallion.
Pretty good in a
All right.
deck, yeah.
Most of the spells in my deck are white, which means I'm gonna get a 1 mana reduction on every single one of them. That's gonna add up, so having it on turn 2 is perfect.
Some mediocre artifact, honestly. Maybe not the best play.
So it's about now we start getting into the teaching moments.
It's okay though. You're learning.
Sequencing, Jimmy.
Yeah, sequencing.
Come on, man. Come on.
Jimmy, obviously very new to Magic.
There will be a class where we're
Yeah, I'll be teaching it.
I'm messing up so much.
He's like, wait, I had the best play though, you guys.
I have no problem helping out new players. Okay.
All right, I'll pass turn.
untapped, upkeep and draw. Let's put a mountain out, because that just sounds like fun. We will tap Myriad Landscape and the mountain to play Arcane Signet.
Hey.
Nice. Classic.
Feels good.
Hey, Ben, sequencing, to think about it, that's just an awful play.
I'll do better. You know what? You're right, Jimmy, so I'm gonna tap Arcane Signet.
Oh, he has a 1-drop.
You're right. And I'm gonna put Wild Growth onto this mountain.
Oh, very nice.
Honestly, early game Gruul, I think mana advantage is probably one of the biggest things I could do for myself. So while everybody might be ramping a little bit, I think my goal is to ramp as fast as possible.
Did you learn your lesson?
Did.
All right, remember this for next time. And pass my turn.
Okay, I will draw. I'm gonna start off by tapping 2, and I will cast Bloom Tender.
Bloom Burrow.
Oh!
Tendy.
Look at that.
So the big thing here is my commander is 3 colors. So next turn when I play it, this Bloom Tender, it's gonna tap immediately for 3. I think as long as it stays alive, I am off to the best start of everybody. And my follow-up, I'm gonna play my land drop, which will be Celestia Sanctuary.
Oh.
And that Boseiju will be less sad than it was before. I'll bounce it back to my hand. I mean, I still didn't want to show it to y'all, but
That's fair.
that's what
It's
we
here
call
now.
sequencing, Jimmy.
Oh, and it looks like he had a plan for that Boseiju all along. He's got it back in his hand, which means that we all got to be careful. Any artifact or enchantment that we play could be targeted by it.
It's good to have that removal information ahead of time.
All right, Livy, go ahead.
Untap, upkeep draw. I will shock in Overgrown Tomb. I'll go to 38, and then I will play my commander, Hazel of the Root Bloom.
Nice.
I'm really excited to get Hazel out right now because she's gonna be ready to go by the time I start making tokens. Then I can do stuff with them instead of waiting. Sequencing.
Long time ago when I first started playing, my brother had a mono green squirrel deck. That thing could get out of control real quick. I am expecting the same from Olivia today. We'll see.
I'll pass the turn to Jimmy.
Okay, I'll play my land for turn. It's a Plains, and then I'm going to pay 3 with the mana reduction for Pearl Medallion and cast my commander, Beza, the Bounding Spring.
Make an elk sound.
What do elks sound like?
Wildly accurate, actually.
That's what Elmer sounds like?
Yeah, Elmer. That's what Elmer sounds like. Elmer.
Jimmy's commander is really interesting because it gives him bonuses based on the game state for his 3 opponents.
When that enters, Olivia, you have more lands than me, so I'll create a treasure token. No one has more life than me, so I won't gain life. Josh, you have more creatures than me, so I'll create 2 1/1 blue fish creature tokens. And no one has more cards than me, so I won't draw a card.
Still pretty good. 2 1/1s and a treasure.
Bunch of friends. 2 fishes.
That was an instant board.
Yeah, look at me.
Yeah.
This is a good use of my commander here. Not drawing the card is a bit of a bummer, especially because I'm mono white, but looking at Josh's commander, there's a good chance cards are gonna come my way no matter what.
We will start by tapping 2, sack Myriad Landscape. So I'll search my library for 2 forests. Those will come into play tapped. My land for turn is going to be a Cinderglade, which enters tapped unless I control 2 or more basic lands, which I just fetched 2
Wow.
basic lands.
Sure do.
Sequencing, Jimmy.
I really like that you guys invited me to play today so I could learn how.
Okay, if I do
Anytime.
something right, remember, sequencing, Jim.
I'm going to tap the Cinderglade and the Arcane Signet, and I'm going to play Farsi to search for a stomping ground. It'll enter the battlefield tapped, and now I will pass my turn.
It's a lot of mana over there already.
7.
I'm playing Gruul, what do you expect?
Lupo has ramped a lot here, and he is very, very far ahead. In fact, now I'm actually feeling kind of outclassed. My little rinky-dink treasure doesn't really match up to what's going on here.
I will play a snow-covered island. Then I will tap 4, and I will play my commander, Miss Bumbleflower.
Hey.
Oh, bunny lady.
I just want to point out, and this is just me, but as a 1/5, she's got kind of a wagon.
That she puts all of her vegetables in when she goes to the
Exactly,
market.
Jimmy, thank you.
Yeah.
Why does she have 5 toughness?
That's
Of all things to be, she's a 1/5 and she has
Listen,
vigilance.
she's got to hop a lot.
She's just walking around with all that back there?
Yeah, our vegetables bring all the boys to the yard.
I'm not upset though.
All right, I am going to tap my Bloom Tender for a green, a white, and a blue. I'll use the green and the white to cast On the Trail.
Oh, ramp a little bit.
Boseiju.
Gentle amount of ramping.
That is a spell I've cast, so I need to choose an opponent to draw a card.
Josh's commander is really interesting here because while the effect on it is really powerful, he has to give out cards to get there, and that probably hurts his soul a little bit.
My hope is to try and weasel my way into the positive side and get as many cards as I can.
I think your hair looks great today.
He's got 7 mana.
I've been your friend for a long time, so I'm not going to lie to you to try to get something nice that way.
I'm just gonna draw the card knowing it's gonna be me.
Wow. Nothing much has happened in the game so far, so it's difficult for me to find any reason why I give one player a card over another. So I think I'm gonna start off by just going in order, spreading the love, and then I'll adjust based on game actions and things like that. I'll just spread the love. So Olivia, you're to my left, you can draw the first card.
Wow, nice.
Jimmy, you'll get the next one. And
Sick.
Good luck.
yeah, I feel good giving Ben the last one since he's got too much mana to work with right now anyway.
Man, this is targeting already.
Josh is also probably trying to be even-handed and non-threatening at this point in time, so spreading the love is probably the way to do that, and I'm grateful to be a recipient of it.
Okay, and then I will put a 1/1 counter on my commander and give it flying until the end of turn. I still have that blue floating, and with that, I am going to cast Brainstorm. So that's going to trigger my commander, Jimmy. You may draw a card.
That's so cool. I just drew a card.
I'll put the 1/1 counter this time on the Noble Hierarch. It will have flying until end of turn. And then that is the second time this ability has resolved, so I will draw 2 cards. On the Trail will trigger, and I will put
Boseiju.
Temple Garden onto the battle.
He has that in his hand, Jimmy. Come on.
And now Brainstorm will resolve, and I will just
God.
draw 3.
This guy.
All right, and I will put 2 back.
All right.
Olivia, your turn.
Neat.
That was a pretty value-packed turn, but not that explosive.
I don't get to draw a card, but that's okay. I'm next, right?
I feel like I'm off to a pretty good start.
I would like to tap 3, and I will play a Tireless Tracker.
Token time.
A little bit of landfall.
I'm trying to build up a bank of tokens, and this card gets them out for the low, low price of playing lands, which I want to do anyway. So I'll play Urza's Saga for turn.
Ooh.
That will come in on chapter 1, so I can tap for mana. And that will trigger Tireless Tracker, and I'll get a clue.
Yep.
I will play a Golgari Signet. I will move to my end step. Hazel will trigger. I'll make a copy of the clue, and I will pass to Jimmy.
Pretty cool.
That is cool.
You know, it occurs to me that clue tokens are really, really good in Olivia's deck because you don't have to tap them to activate them. So when she taps them with her commander to make the mana, she can use that mana to crack the clues and draw the cards. And that won't work that way with other things like treasures and food.
I'll untap. I'll draw my card for the turn. I will play a land. It's a Plains.
Shocking.
I will tap that Plains, and I'll cast a Skull Clam.
Okay.
I do know that Josh does have a Boseiju in his hand, but I also have a lot of ways to recur permanents from my graveyard. So if he decides to waste one of his best removal spells on that Skull Clamp, I'm actually fine with it. I will go to combat.
I'm just a little guy over here. I'm not
You
doing
are
anything.
just a little guy.
I'm just
Little guy.
I'm just a whittle guy.
We're just playing Magic the Gathering.
Jimmy, no hit me, please. I just will guy.
I will swing Biza at Josh and 2 fish at you, Lupo.
Ow.
I would advise no blocking.
So Jimmy's attacking me here with his commander, and I have a quote unquote free block with mine.
He would advise no blocking.
Now Jimmy's kind of warned us, don't block, like I've got something. What is he representing here? I don't like just taking 4 damage.
It's not Boseiju.
Do you really want to block here, Josh, and risk losing your commander? Or just take 4 damage?
I don't like being told what to do.
I know.
I think I've established that I do not like being attacked. I don't like being threatened. I have a free block, and if Jimmy wants to use some kind of combat trick or removal spell, so be it. All right, I'm gonna block.
Here we go.
20 damage.
I'm gonna take 2, go from 40 down to 38.
All right, before combat's over, I'm gonna channel like Ganjo. And I'm gonna target your blocker.
So it's gonna deal
4 damage, yeah.
Okay.
You could have just taken 4 damage. Could have just taken 4 damage. Just saying.
No more cards for you, Jimmy. Yeah, you don't like my commander? You want to kill her? That's fine. You're not gonna get anything. You're not gonna get any stuff later on.
I got a bone to pick with you now, sir.
What, 2
I didn't get my card draw.
Oh, you're right.
You stopped me before I got my card
did
draw.
stop you to get.
And it's about to be my turn.
I'm so good at this game.
We took Bumbleflower out, man. I didn't even get my card yet. Jimmy's gonna have to pay.
On my second main, I will Skull Clamp one of my fish. It will die, and I will draw 2 cards. I'm going to Skull Clamp my other fish, and I'll draw 2 more cards.
So many fish clamps.
How many cards in hand now?
I have 9 cards in hand.
Too
We're
many.
gonna see some cleanup here.
Which means I gotta move to my end step, and I will go ahead and discard a Dowsing Dagger and a Lorn of the Third Path.
I'm more mad now than I was before. Not only do I not get cards, but Jimmy has more good cards and
Yeah.
is getting rid of bad cards.
Yeah. May I direct?
Oh, you're gonna get it next turn.
This is a new one. Jimmy kills my commander, and Lupo is mad at him for it. He's more mad about it than I am, and my commander died. It's just this weird political situation that I had no way to see coming, but is awesome.
Let them fight.
I will untap, upkeep, and draw. Oh man. My land for turn is gonna be Temple to False God.
Oh boy.
Let it go.
Was that the?
No, that was in my hand already.
boy, Lord.
I'm gonna float 1 colorless to play Soul Ring.
Was that the?
That was.
Okay, all right.
It's absurd.
I have a brutal amount of mana.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Super
7, 8,
brutal.
9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
I have 4.
Did you want some ramp? Because I got ramp for your ramp. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and play Wild Seer Scouring Maw. What do you say? Have some fun?
Yeah, let's Cascade.
All right,
Spin some wheels.
Before we get to that, just want to make sure that it's clear that you did this to yourself. We're gonna play Lightning Greaves.
That's good.
I'm going to equip it for 0.
So it's got haste now?
It has haste and shroud.
I feel like I'm taking 6.
Well, before we go to combat, we're not done yet. We will play Sanctum Weaver. Sanctum Weaver is an enchantment, so when I cast it, it will trigger my commander. So I'll cascade.
This is a 2 mana enchantment, which means when he cascades, he can hit things that either cost 0 or 1. And he already has that Soul Ring on the table, so I'm not exactly sure what he's gonna be digging for here.
3, 5, 3.
We know every card in this whole deck. How could we
2.
lose?
Here it is.
Utopia's Wall. Whenever it enters the battlefield, choose a color. I will choose red.
Ramp. More ramp. I'm not upset.
I'm gonna go to combat.
Yeah.
Hey,
What's up?
I'm gonna hit you for 6.
Is this covered in the class?
It is.
All right.
Don't mess with me.
Okay.
That's in the class. That's a bullet point in the
That's
outline.
sick. I'll take 6 damage, going to 34.
Cool.
I'm not mad at Jimmy anymore. I hit him. We're good.
I think I don't have
over?
a problem with you anymore, Jimmy. Listen, I understand why
You've purged those
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
thoughts. Yeah.
This is therapeutic for me.
6 for 2.
All right. And I will pass my turn.
All right. I will untap. I will draw. I will begin by playing Windswept Heath. I will immediately crack it, and I will search my library for a Breeding Pool. I'll put that into play untapped, so I'll take a total of 3 damage, going to 37. Then I'm gonna tap 6, and I will recast my commander, Miss Bumbleflower.
Hooray.
Don't worry over there, Ben.
me the promise.
I got you. I think my strategy here is going to be pretty much the same as before. Spreading the love, try and keep everybody equal. Well, except Jimmy, because I'm still mad about my commander.
Don't you hurt Miss Bumblefly.
She's trying to go to market.
Under my protection. She's my new best friend. How dare you, Jimmy?
Then I will cast a Frantic Search.
Ooh, super good.
So I will put a 1/1 counter on my commander. And we'll have flying until the end of turn. Ben, go ahead and draw.
Thank you very much. Oh.
Then Frantic Search will resolve. I'll draw 2 cards. I will discard 2 cards, which is a Monk class and a Cloud of Fairies. And then I will untap 3 lands. And then On the Trail will trigger. And I will put a land card from my hand on the battlefield. It is Boseiju.
No, so many targets now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I wish I would have drawn a land there, but I didn't.
Seeing that thing come out as just a land a second time, I feel a sense of relief.
Yeah, by playing this Boseiju, I lose the ability to use it as a removal spell. But I'm drawing a ton of cards. My commander's gonna let me have gas in my hand. I will get other removal spells. It's more important that I just have as much mana available as possible. And then I will tap 4, and I will cast Wilderness Reclamation.
Whoa, way.
So now you have a blue player that is going to be untapping lands, who also has a commander that benefits off of spell casts every turn, not even just his own.
This is probably the best card in my deck. On that cast, my commander will trigger. Olivia, you can draw a card.
Thank you.
I'll put a second 1/1 counter on my commander. So it's a 3/7. That wagon's getting bigger and bigger. And then that's the second time that ability has resolved, so I will draw 2 cards.
Holy.
And then I'll move to my end step. Wilderness Reclamation will trigger, and I will untap my lands.
That's terrifying. Josh having untapped mana makes it so much harder for anyone to do anything because now he can represent counter spells, interaction, you name it.
I know to expect this, but I still don't like it. So I'll untap. I will draw. Urza's Saga will go to the second chapter. I have an option for a construct.
Yep.
Here's what we're gonna do. This is gonna be fun. I am going to tap 3 and play Saw in half. I will be sawing the Tireless Tracker in half.
Oh, you're gonna get 2 Tireless
Saw
Trackers?
2 Tireless Trackers.
Doubling up, yeah.
Okay, this is pretty cool. She's gonna create 2 Tireless Trackers. Yeah, they're a little bit smaller, but that doesn't matter at all to her because now she's gonna get double landfall triggers, double the amount of clue tokens.
I now have 2 Tireless Trackers, but they're 2/1s.
So cool.
So I'll
So much more fair when they're 2/1s, yeah.
It's fine. There's nothing that could
scared.
possibly happen when I
There were 3 twos, it was a problem.
play this
Now?
forest for turn and get 2 more clues.
Okay, jeez.
So then,
Oh, rolling up the sleeves.
Yeah, I got
was
it.
not scared until this moment.
so I'll activate my commander, pay 2 life, and tap 6 tokens, and I'll make 6 green mana. We're at 2 Tireless Trackers. We love value, so why not get some value? And I will play Open the Way. X will be 4.
So you're guaranteed to get 4 lands here.
God.
You just go until you.
I go until I get the land.
Whoa, wait.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, this is insane. Get 4 lands into play, get 8 Tireless Tracker triggers, get 8 clue tokens.
You guys get to see
You were
my
gonna draw
deck
nothing
too.
but gas. I just want to
I know,
that.
pure
That-
gas.
There's one.
1.
2.
Ooh, Cabal Coffers.
Oh, it can be any land?
It could be
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
3.
Restless Cottage, pretty good.
4. They all come into play tapped.
Thankfully tapped, yeah.
Wow.
She makes
I will make
8 clues.
correct.
Oh, my lord.
Jimmy, I'd like to apologize for hitting you earlier.
Apology accepted.
Guys, it's fine. Lupo thought he had the ramp game cornered, but here I am. For my next trick, I'm going to tap 2 to activate Urza's Saga and make a 14/14 construct. Oh. Yeah. I'll move to my end step. My commander is going to trigger, and I will make another construct.
Now they're 15-15.
Correct.
2 15.
2 15 15.
Oh my gosh. Wow, I thought Josh's turn was impressive. This is even scarier from Olivia because those constructs could threaten lethal really quickly.
She's got some big boys, and I am only assuming she's going to end up making more soon.
Isn't my deck the best? I feel like that was enough.
Did you have a more impressive turn? I don't know. That was sick.
Yeah, you popped off so fast.
I'm just at full on how do I not die territory, which is kind of funny.
It literally is like she can almost threaten lethal.
Yeah, right?
Nuts.
I'm going to kick things off by playing Ocelot Pride.
Ocelot. Isn't that from Metal Gear Solid? I died to him a lot. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. Now that Olivia has those constructs, my main priority here is to not just die to some attackers next turn. So with this card, I can really go wide, make a big board state, and just stay safe and protected. And then I will cast a Claim Jumper. I'm going to hold priority when I cast that, and I'm going to tap Plains, and I'm going to cast an Ephemerate, and it's going to target my commander, Beza the Bounding Spring. So that is going to flicker Beza. It's going to enter the battlefield and then trigger. Claim Jumper is not on the battlefield yet, so I only have 2 creatures on the battlefield, which means that I'm going to get every single one of these triggers happening.
Look at
Less
you.
cards in my hand. This is the maximum use of my commander here, and I did it in a way so that I would have less cards in hand when it finally resolved.
This commander is designed to be flickered. Honestly, hats off to him for choosing literally the exact right time to do so.
So I'll create a treasure, 2 fish, draw a card, and gain 4 life, going to 38.
Ooh, value.
Ephemerate has rebound, so I will be able to cast it at the beginning of my next upkeep. Then Claim Jumper is going to enter the battlefield, and Olivia still has more lands than me, so I get to do that twice. So I get 2 plains tapped. I think I'm gonna just move to my end step and not do anything here, because it's terrifying. My Ocelot Pride will trigger. I will create a 1/1 white cat creature token because I gain life this turn. Then I do have the City's Blessing, so I'll get to make a second cat, 2 more fish, and a treasure.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's a pretty great turn from Jimmy, and the fact that Ephemerate's going to rebound, and he's probably going to do this again. It's a lot of card draw. He's got the Skull Clamp to make use of all the tokens, extra mana from the treasures.
I feel like I can take on anything.
Ooh, that was a lot. I'm nervous now. All right.
Yeah, I'm just going to hold down this edge of the table so it doesn't fall over.
So we've ramped, and then we ramped again, and then we decided to ramp a 3rd time. And that's okay, so long as we have an outlet to dump the mana into, and I just happen to have the card to do so.
All right. We will play Pyrohemia.
Wait, no.
Yes.
What? I don't think you could find a worse card for me than Pyrohemia. Lupo only has to activate this once and it just deletes my board off the table.
Well, before we keep going, I did cast an enchantment from my hand, so it does have Cascade. Fable Passage, nothing. Sylvan Library is a 2 cost.
Pretty good hit.
Cast that. Fable Passage is going to go to the bottom of my library.
Okay, so now the
Pyrohemia resolves.
Pyrohemia is an interesting card. Ben has a Sanctum Weaver, so he can generate a ton of red mana, but it really only represents sort of one big burst of a lot of damage to everything. So the question is, how many times is he going to use Pyrohemia this turn?
I'm going to do it for 1 right now.
Oh, God.
Consider this a taste test of what's to come in the future. I'm fine with just the 1, you know? Just see how it feels. Just a little tease of the 1 damage.
Okay, hold on. Activated ability on the stack.
Yes.
Just because I'm going to add a 1/1 counter to my Bloom Tender so I don't die.
2 for 2.
I'm letting him go first, and then I might in response. We'll see. Would that be mean?
No, I don't think so.
Are you going to do it again?
It depends on what you do.
He has.
Well, it depends on if I give you a card or not.
Miss Bumbleflower's over there. She's still handing out cards. And I love cards. If you give me a card, I won't do it again.
right now.
This provides a great opportunity for collaboration, we'll say.
I will give you the card draw off the spell I'm about to cast, and in return, you won't activate Pyrohemia at least until my end step.
Sounds good to me. I'm in.
This is great, and one of the things I envisioned when building the deck was having the ability to sort of influence little moments like this with that carrot of the card that I can give.
I don't think people realize it, but giving Josh more turns with that kind of board state, that could be really bad. But we'll see what happens.
Okay, with that 1 damage on the stack, I'm gonna cast Into the Flood Maw, and I will target one of the constructs to bounce back to your hand, Olivia.
Sure.
On that cast, my commander will trigger. Then you can draw a card.
Thank you.
And I will put a 1/1 counter onto my Bloom Tender, so it's now a 2/2.
Yep.
Okay, so now 1 damage to
1
everything.
damage to each creature and each player.
Oh,
So
gosh.
Tireless trackers did their job. We're cool. Fine, no problem.
Everything that I just did in my last turn is basically negated with 1 activation. As long as this card remains on the board, I am just dead in the water.
all right, let's keep going.
He still has so much turn left.
I does.
So much turn and so much mana.
Let's go ahead and use that mana, and we will play Nylea Keen-Eyed. My devotion right now is 6, so Nylea is absolutely a creature currently.
Nylea is like the perfect card for right now. Sylvan lets me see the top 3, and then I can just pay 3 and get the second card into hand if I know it's going to be a creature without having to pay the 4 life. Plus, we get a Cascade. We love Cascade.
So that is a 4 cost. We're cascading, looking for 3s off the cast of Nylea. 4.
Oh, thank God.
Kenrith's Transformation.
So Chemist, kind of one of the meanest enchantments that you can put in green, and I'm okay with that because you've got an opportunity to remove a commander from the game for an extended period of time. For me, Olivia's definitely still the biggest threat on the board. I think that squirrel's got to go.
I am going to target Olivia's commander. I'm really sorry, but I can't have you making all that free mana. It's scary to me.
My squirrel becomes an elk, you monster.
I will draw a card.
No question in my mind this was coming for Hazel. It was the most obvious and correct target.
Next, I'm going to go ahead and tap Sanctum Weaver for 7 mana of any one color. It is going to be green, and we will use that to play Communal Brewing.
Ooh. So this is a new card from Bloomborough. It's pretty interesting. Ben's gonna give away a little bit of card advantage so that for the rest of the game, all of his creatures are up to +4/+4 bigger.
I'm going to have all 3 of you draw a card because I want the 4 counters on there.
All right.
All right.
We've already seen so much card draw. I'm not really afraid of everybody else just getting yet another card because I guarantee they've already got enough wacky stuff in their hand. This really isn't gonna make a difference.
Since I cast yet another enchantment, we're going to cascade looking for 2 cost. 3 visits. I will put a forest card out on the battlefield, not tapped, which is nice. And shuffle my library. All right, we did tap Sanctum Weaver for 7 earlier. I only used 3 of it so far.
Correct.
I'm going to use 3 more and activate Nylea and reveal the top card of my library. If it's a creature card, it's going to go into my hand. Otherwise, I can put it in my graveyard.
Oh, nice.
It is Heroic Intervention.
Not a creature.
That's tragic. I am not going to put it in my graveyard, obviously.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's going
Yeah.
to stay there.
Oh, that's a good card. It is nice that we know about it. I just need to make sure I can get rid of that Pyrohemia before it gets into his hand.
I'm going to move Lightning Greaves over to Nylea. So that she also can attack. We are going to go to combat. This is going to feel like I'm bullying you, and I want you to know that this is
Just do whatever you
But like, it's just, the only person to attack that I can do anything
That's
to is
Resignation.
you.
Do whatever you want.
Jimmy, I'm going to swing at you for 6 and for 5.
Well, I'ma take it.
Jimmy's commander is actually really good if you're, behind, if you're on the back foot, and lucky for Jimmy, he is.
Second main phase, I'm going to move Lightning Greaves back to Wildseer. Smart. Yeah, we're having a good time. I'm going to keep everything else untapped, and I'm going to pass my turn.
Okay, on your end step, Ben, I'm going to flash out Cathar Commando.
Ah, hey, now there is an answer to that Pyrohemia. I don't even need to worry about it. Josh can get rid of it at any time before Lupo draws that Heroic Intervention. We're good.
That will trigger my commander. I will put the 1/1 counter onto the Bloom Tender. And Ben, I don't think I can have you draw a card now because I can't have you get the Heroic Intervention because
It's
it'll
like a
protect
chill
the
little
prior.
heroic intervention. It's like not a big deal.
Jimmy, tell him.
It's not a big deal.
See, they're colluding. You should-
I don't think Jimmy and I are colluding. I've hit him twice.
Yeah.
For a lot.
18 damage.
All right, Olivia, you can draw the card.
Yay, cards.
And then that's the second time my commander's ability has resolved, so I will draw 2 cards. That will trigger on the trail, and I will put a snow-covered forest onto the battlefield tapped. And then I will move to my turn, I will untap, I will draw. Okay, I am going to start by tapping for 3 and playing Balaged Recovery, targeting my Monk class. The Monk class will go into my hand. On that cast, my commander will trigger.
Give me a card now, Josh. Please.
I'm still mad about you killing my commander.
Are you that mad?
Dang it.
Just give it to me.
All right, Livia, you can draw. I'll put the counter on my Noble Hierarch. Then I will tap a blue and a white, and I will cast Monk class.
Shocking.
Trigger my commander, and dang it. Why do I keep running into the same problem? Like, I'm surprised by it every time. I'm having a really hard time choosing who to give the cards to. Jimmy killed my commander, so I don't want to reward him for that. And Lupo has the Heroic Intervention on the top of his deck. But also, I can't keep feeding Olivia cards over and over again, right?
I'm clearly the least threatening person on this board.
I'm just still
I feel
mad.
Like it's an easy
You
option.
killed my commander.
Oh my gosh, you blocked!
I hate all of this. I'm gonna give it to Ben.
What? Intervention. Why would you give the guy with open mana the ability to draw one of the best cards in his deck?
I don't know what Josh is doing. What kind of literal harebrained play is that?
Make good choices, Josh.
What about Cathar Commando?
Yeah, I mean, listen, like,
Oh
just
my
the effrontery of, like, do I have to give Livy, like, the next 6 cards? And the answer
No.
to that cannot be yes, so he's gonna draw that card eventually. So
Make
that-
him draw it
I
on
give it
his
to him.
turn.
Now, getting rid of that Pyrohemia is never gonna happen.
Honestly, I'm kind of okay with Pyrohemia sticking around because Jimmy and Olivia are very token focused, so little bits of damage are gonna be devastating to them. And my commander has a big wagon, so it's not nearly as big of a problem for me. I will put the counter onto the Bloom Tender. It becomes a 4/4. And that was the second time my commander's ability has resolved, so I will draw 2 cards. And on the trail will trigger, but I have not drawn a lands. And then I will activate Monk Class and bring it to level 2. And I will target the Sanctum Weaver to bounce back to your hand, Ben.
Okay. I am just so confused at what's happening here. He lets him draw the card, and then he targets the Sanctum Weaver.
I just want to limit the amount of mana that Ben has access to. Yeah, he has those Lightning Greaves out, but I can crack my Cathar Commando before it gets back to his turn to stop the haste, or at the very least, force the Heroic Intervention. I'll move to my end step. Wilderness Reclamation will trigger. I'll untap my lands. Livy, go ahead.
Okay, I'll untap. After that draw, my Urza Saga will go to 3. In response to that trigger, I'm gonna pay 2 and make another construct.
How big are they now?
15 15s.
Jeez.
And then I will sack Urza Saga, find a 1 or 0 cost artifact, put it on the battlefield. There's only 2 things in my deck that this works with: Skull Clamp and Soul Ring. Skull Clamp is more value in the long run, and even though Lupo's got Pyrohemia out, I can make a lot of tokens with this deck. I think having the Skull Clamp out is the better play. I'll get a Skull Clamp, and that will come into play.
Nice.
And now, Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth.
Oh my god.
Cabal Urborg.
There's all the mana in the world right there.
Urborg and Coffers are like peanut butter and jelly, like Professor and Merfolk, or Jimmy with missing land drops.
Cabal Coffers cares about how many swamps you have. Urborg turns all of your lands into swamps. So all of a sudden, that Cabal Coffer goes from being able to make 3 or 4 mana to however many lands that she has.
How many lands do you have total?
10 lands.
Oh lord. I heard that might be good, yeah.
That much mana? Nah, illegal. Judge?
We're just gonna go for it. I'm gonna play Audience with Tristani.
Oh.
So I'll make a plant. And now I have construct and plant creature tokens. So I'll draw 2.
Clamp City, Clamp City.
I will clamp the plant.
I'll let you activate Skull Clip. I'm not gonna Pyrohemia your plant off the board.
Thanks.
Yep. Goodbye, Mr. Plant.
I will draw 2 cards. All right, I'll activate Cabal Coffers and add 10 black mana.
Ooh-wee.
It's fine.
Here we go.
I will cast a Rottenmouth Viper.
What?
So it's gonna enter with 1 blight counter. And you take 4 unless you choose to sacrifice an online permanent or discard a card. I figure these guys aren't gonna like the Rottenmouth Viper, mainly because it's gonna force them to do something. It's probably gonna be lose life. They don't wanna get rid of their cards or anything.
I'll take 4 and I'll go to 22.
I also am gonna take 4 and go to 33.
Yep, I'll take 4 and go to 32.
That's fine by me. I'm just doing things.
So you have 4 black mana floating.
I have 4 black mana floating.
Okay.
I'm going to use 1 more of that floating mana, tap Underground Mortuary for green, Rampant Growth. So I'll search my library for a forest, and I'll put it into play tapped. Do I play one more thing? It's just gonna die. I'll play the cute thing. I'll play Tender Wild Guide. Paying the Offspring cost.
Oh, good.
So I get the Tender Wild Guide and a 1/1 copy of it.
Nice. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But no more mana.
Yep, all out of manas.
All right, combat.
I have a 16/16 that can attack.
And there's no
It's just
blockers.
Forge.
Hey.
You're making that face.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, buddy?
Hope you're having a great day. You're doing a great job.
That sounds like you really don't want an attack out of your direction.
I don't ever want to get attacked. It's
That's
not like
fair.
right now.
We've been so nice to each other all game, but you know, I have a giant construct. I gotta swing it somewhere. Then I will swing at you with 1/16/16.
As much as I want to take 16,
Super fair.
I
if you
don't think I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm gonna play Blessed Respite.
Wow.
Fog.
Fog.
Fogs
yeah.
are good.
I really wanted to save this protection for later, hoping for an opportunity where it's like, I'm gonna die. But taking 16 when I'm just above 30 doesn't sound like a good time. Target player shuffles their graveyard into their library, so I'll target myself.
Just between you and me, I'm very happy Ben doesn't target me to shuffle my graveyard into my library. I plan to use that graveyard. I already have once with my Balagad Recovery, and I want to do it more.
And I will prevent all combat damage.
Cool. So now we got rid of a fog, and nothing bad happened to me. It was a great attack.
He didn't take any damage, but
He took psychic damage, so that's all I need. I feel like I've done enough. I'll pass the turn to Jimmy Wong.
All right,
right.
Jimmy, show us what you learned from class.
All right, I'll untap. First thing, remember your triggers. That's
Nice.
number 1
Hey.
rule on
Nice.
Dr. Lupo's board of rules to remember.
Sir Lupo.
Sir Lupo's board of things to remember.
Doctor would make more sense for a professor, but okay.
Hey.
Professor Sir Lupo's nightly lessons at night.
Esquire.
Esquire. I'm gonna go to my upkeep, and I do have this Ephemerate, which has rebound, so I will cast it again, and I'm going to target my commander in responses.
Done for me.
Nope.
All right. My commander will flicker. It's gonna enter the battlefield again, and all of the things will trigger. I'll make 2 fish, create a treasure token, draw a card, and gain 4 life, going to 26.
If you think about that ephemera, it ended up giving Jimmy 4 fish, 2 treasures, 8 life, and 2 cards. Not bad for 1 mana.
And then I will draw my card for the turn. All right, I will tap 3 mana, and I'm going to cast a Sword of Feast and Famine.
Hooray!
My goal here is to just build as much as possible. I really just want to untap my lands from the Sword of Feast and Famine and develop a little bit more, and do so in a way that doesn't get wrecked by Pyrohemia.
Oh dear. Now he's got something that's immune to me. I have constructs that can block for now, but if those aren't there, that sword's a big problem.
I will pay 2 mana, and I'm going to equip it to my Claim Jumper. And then I'll tap 1 mana to cast Lost Jite.
Oh, the new Jite.
New Jite. And then I'll pay 1 mana and equip it to my Claim Jumper.
Oh me, oh my.
And then I'll play my land for turn. It is a Lotus Field. When it enters the battlefield, I have to sacrifice 2 lands, so 2 planes are gonna go bye-bye.
Goodbye, planes.
I will move to combat. You have 2 cards in your hand. We know both of them.
2 cards in hand. I don't know, do you?
It's a Sanctum Weaver and a Heroic Intervention.
Yeah.
You don't know that for sure. Everybody knows what I have in hand. If I get hit, one of them is going away.
Heroic Intervention and Sanctum Weaver. Either of them being gone is good news for everyone else.
Jimmy's like a T-Rex, right? If I don't move, he can't see me.
And he is pretty wide open.
Nobody move.
Claim Jumper is going to swing at you, Ben.
I don't have anything to stop that with.
Josh wants to try and stop
Against me.
I just am considering blowing up the sword with my Cathar Commando.
it. Come on, man. I'm not doing anything to you.
It's an interesting decision point for me. There's upside to Ben getting hit here because he would have to discard a card, and we know his 2 cards are both good. Jimmy will get to untap all of his lands, though. I also feel like Ben and I have kind of a good relationship this game, and I want to keep that going. I will sacrifice my Cathar Commando and target the Sword of Feast and Famine.
Oh my gosh, guys. I feel like I'm just getting picked on here, and not even for a good reason. None of the damage is even going at Josh. It's at his opponents. So whose side are you on?
Go to damage.
Yeah, go to damage.
I will go down 3 to 30.
All right, so Lost Jite will get 1 charge counter because the equipped creature did do damage. I will remove that charge counter in my second main, and I'm going to untap my Lotus Field with it.
Nice.
Very good.
I'm gonna tap the Lotus Field for 3. I'm going to use 1 of that mana to Skull Clamp 1 of my fish.
Goodbye, fish.
So I'll draw 2 cards. Okay, so my original plan is kind of messed up here, but I do have a backup. This is mono white. We're really good at reanimating things, and a brand new card as well from the set that's perfect for this scenario. With that 2 floating, I am going to crack 2 of my treasures, and I'm going to cast a new card, Season of the Burrow.
Ooh.
I get to choose up to 5 paw prints worth of modes. So I'm gonna choose the 2nd and 3rd mode. So I will target the Sword of Feast and Famine to return from my graveyard to the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it, and then I will choose to exile your Wilderness Reclamation, Josh. That Wilderness Reclamation has put in a lot of work for Josh. It is high time for that thing to go.
Hey, listen, I get it. He's clearly mad at me, so he's trying to pay me back in kind. I don't blame him in any way, but unfortunately for him, I am the deck with all the answers. Okay, in response, I will cast Rewind.
Ooh.
Targeting Season of the Burrow.
Okay, cool. Are you kidding me? What is happening right now?
Sorry, Jimmy.
Well, it was fun playing with you all, guys.
I do feel like Jimmy's getting the raw end of this game.
I know Jimmy's probably feeling kind of picked on and upset, but listen, the slow heat death of the universe comes for us all.
On cast, my commander will trigger. Jimmy, I think it's fair that you get to draw a card here since I blew up the sword and stopped your spell just now.
Yeah.
I will put the counter on the Noble Hierarch.
Well, I guess if Josh is gonna use everything he has against me, I'm just gonna use everything I got against him. Okay, in response to the rewind, I'm gonna sword your commander.
All right, well, Jimmy's really determined to hurt me in some way. I get it. This turn has gone very badly for him, and it's mostly my fault. I can't stop the removal spell, but I still want to get my value before my commander goes away. I will cast Quicken.
Nice.
That will trigger my commander. Ben, you can have the card this time.
Thank you.
I will put the counter onto my Bloom Tender, making it a 5/5. That's the second time my commander's ability is resolved. I will draw 2. On the Trail will trigger. I have no lands, so I can't put any in play. And then Quicken will resolve. I'll draw a card for that. And then my commander will get exiled. I will gain 3 life, going to 35. Rewind will resolve. Season of the Bro will get countered, and I will untap 4 lands.
Jimmy and Josh having this like head-to-head little war might be the most entertaining thing for me right now.
They're spending resources, they're making things disappear. That means less interaction when it comes to my turn.
Okay, I'll pass turn. I actually feel awful at the end of this turn, to be honest. I don't have anything in my hand. My board state just gets wrecked by that Pyrohemia. Josh has used multiple spells against me to shut me down. I think I'm just gonna let go and relax and enjoy being at the table because there's not really much else I can do.
I don't have any upkeep, but I will go to my draw step, and Sylvan Library will give me 3, and I'll choose 1 or more to keep.
Full send, go to 22.
Full send.
Not crazy.
You're at 30, it's fine.
I'm only going to put 1 in hand.
Oh.
All right, we will play Sanctum Weaver. She's back.
She's back.
That only costs 1 green because of Nylea, and because of Communal Brewing, that'll get 4 +1/+1 counters. So it is a 4/6. It is an enchantment, so I'm going to Cascade. We're looking for a 1 cost.
At this point, there's a line for me to do some pretty crazy stuff.
There's 1 card that I know is still in here that is a 1 cost that I'm hoping that I hit.
Pretty high chance.
I'm thinking I'm gonna get it. Still going 2. Worldly Tutor.
Ah, yeah.
Is that what you were thinking?
That is the card I was thinking.
Seems good.
Worldly Tutor is literally exactly what I was looking for. That can get any creature I want to the top of the library. And then we can immediately put that into hand with Nylea.
Search your library for a creature card, reveal it, then shuffle it.
I know exactly what creature I'm gonna put on top.
I do have to reveal it. It is gonna be O'Hare Asheneel, Deepest Might. Is going to go on top.
Ooh.
This is pretty scary. It is a damage amplifier on steroids.
We will activate Nylea Keen-Eyed. Reveal the top card. It's a creature. It's going to go into my hand.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, value.
And then I'll cast O'Hare Asheneel. Once again, because of Communal Brewing, when it resolves, Asheneel will also get 4 1/1 counters, making it an 8/8.
Oh, wait, do we just die?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so unless
3, 4 activations.
Josh can stop this,
4 times
I'm about
8.
to win the game.
Okay, so here's what sucks. O'Hare Asheneel says if a red source is gonna deal damage to someone, it's going to be equal instead to O'Hare Asheneel's power.
When that O'Hare Asheneel enters the battlefield, it's gonna get 4 additional +1/+1 counters.
Which means every 1 red mana that Ben pumps into Pyrohemia is going to deal 8 damage to all of his opponents, but will still only deal 1 damage to him.
And I can do way more damage than anybody has life.
Ruh-roh.
GG's, friends.
Are we all gonna die as we cut to mid-roll?
All right, everybody ready for Lunch Mander?
Yeah. Oh, my food's here. Bear back.
What'd you get?
I got a cheeseburger.
I would have gotten more on it. Like meat or a bun, maybe?
No, this isn't the whole thing. I ordered from a service that delivers each ingredient in a separate package. Oh, here's more. Oh, man, I hate it when they send the top bun before the bottom one.
It seems very inconvenient.
Yeah, but I get a ton of packages. Woo.
Does it all show up?
Sometimes, most times. Well, if the price of beef happens to change between the time I order and delivery, they might just cancel the whole thing.
This is a terrible system.
Yeah, I guess it is.
With Card Kingdom, you'll always get every card you order in one convenient package. No wrangling tons of envelopes and tracking numbers. Plus, they've got great customer service that will go above and beyond to make sure your order is perfect. When you go to cardkingdom.com/command, you can support the show while shopping from Card Kingdom's huge selection of singles, sealed product, and more. Again, that's cardkingdom.com/command.
All right, and then I'm going to attack.
Ooh, maybe it's the meat. Nope. Catch up. Ugh. Do you guys think this is near mint?
Okay, I think we've taken this metaphor as far as it can go.
Wowee! Look, everyone, it's me, Loot, from the Thunder Junction Vault. Feels like forever I was trapped in there, but now that the world's seen me, it wants more! Plushies, keychains, stickers, everybody wants their loot, and I want that sweet cash. But I don't know how to actually sell stuff. I'm just a little guy. So my key to everything was Shopify, the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business, with powerful tools like the internet's best converting checkout and award-winning support. So far, my brand's been on the way up, but I'm not pulling freaking Baby Yoda numbers yet. Luckily, Shopify works just as hard for the plucky upstart as they do for big brands like Allbirds, cards and Brooklinen. They gave me everything I need to sell my loot to adoring fans all over the world. Now I'm free to focus on being adorable instead of learning e-commerce, because who wants to do that? Not a cutie pie like me. I want to roll around in money. Whee!
Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/TCZ, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/TCZ now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/TCZ.
Yes! I win! Probably, anyway.
Probably. What's going on?
I just goldfished a huge turn on Architect. Check it out, they've got the best playtester in the business. Playing and tapping your cards is as simple as clicking them. Everything goes right where you want it, but you can drag things by hand and group them together in different ways too. Then there's easy shortcut keys for things like making copies, sending cards between zones, and starting the next turn.
Nice, so this is a Traxa. All that proliferating's gotta take a while.
It doesn't actually. Just right click and hit proliferate all counters.
Oh wow, yeah, you probably do win.
I think so.
Architect is the best place to browse, brew, and playtest commander decks. Just go to architect.com/command zone to get started.
That's archidekt.com/command zone.
Are we all gonna die as we cut to mid-roll?
The end of the video is just black for 30 minutes.
Do you have anything to stop the resolution of Ashneel?
He actually spent the rewind on me.
When that happened, I was very happy.
Yeah.
He's the only blue player. He's the only one that I think could stop me. Because if Ashneel resolves, even if they have a way to remove it, I still have Heroic Intervention. So all kind of comes down to Josh, doesn't it?
Okay, so I have to do something before...
You've got to respond, otherwise everybody's about to get to us.
Here, Ashneel enters battlefield.
I'm going to be real with you. This is just between us. Production doesn't know about this, okay? It's just me and you. If Josh has a counterspell, I'm gonna cry.
Okay, in response, I am going to flash out Torrential Gearhulk so we don't die.
Rewind number 2.
I will cast Rewind, targeting the O'Hare Ashneel.
I will pass priority. God, I don't want to encourage Josh playing blue, but this is very good that Josh is playing blue.
I am gonna let that happen.
And I will untap 4 of my lands. Yes, thank you, Josh, savior of all mankind with the Torrential Gearhulk.
Okay, listen, I know I said before that if Josh countered it, okay? I know I said that I was gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. At least not right now. This was one of the win cons for this deck.
Very close.
That was a spicy meatball.
Nicely done. Would have been sick. Losing Ashneel stinks, but I still have Pyrrhemia. I've got Heroic Intervention to protect it, and so long as we can dig through the library and try and find another damage doubler, tripler, or something just to start hitting people, we're still in it. I'm floating 1 colorless from Sol Ring, right?
Sure are,
Yes.
buddy, old pal.
I'll use that 1 colorless and tap Arcane Signet and play Dryad of the Elysian Grove.
Hooray!
Which is an enchantment. So Dryad Elysian Grove is going to cascade, looking for a cost of 2. There's 0. Oh man. Comet Storm where X has to be 0.
Unfortunately, when you cascade into an X spell, you can't put any mana into X, and it basically does nothing.
Finally, Dryad will resolve. It's going to come in with 4 1/1 counters, making it a 6/8. It's a big boy.
A lot of
It's
beef
big.
over there, yeah.
I'm just doing
wagon.
rule stuff. Okay?
Yeah.
Whole sides of beef.
Okay, I will activate Nylea Keen-Eyed yet again, revealing the top card of my library. It is Artist Talent. That's not a creature, and I'm not really interested in drawing it, so I'm going to put that in the graveyard. Okay, I am going to move Lightning Greaves to Sanctum Weaver. I'm going to be very chill, and I'm just going to pass my turn.
On your end step, I'm going to pay a green and cast Noxious Revival, targeting my Frantic Search. So that will go on top of my library.
Cool.
And then I will untap, and I will draw for turn. One thing that's kind of frustrating in this game is my commander keeps dying. I will pay 8 mana, and I will cast my commander. Ms. Bumbleflower is back.
Yay!
My win con is get her big enough to just swing in for huge chunks of damage in the air, and I haven't been able to do that. Then I'm gonna cast Ominous Seas. So moving forward, I feel like making 8/8 Krakens that I can potentially give flying to with Miss Bumbleflower's ability, that is a possible route to victory. On that cast, my commander will trigger.
Not this guy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna forget all grievances and go back to going in this order until things happen to, change my mind. But for now, the plan is go ahead, Olivia.
Okay.
I will put a 1/1 counter on my commander. And then I am going to cast an Urza's Bauble.
Nice.
On that cast, Jimmy, you can draw a card.
We back at it.
Nice.
I'll put a second counter on my commander, and I will draw 2 cards. On the trail will trigger, and I will put out a snow-covered forest tapped. And Ominous Seas will get 2 counters on those 2 draws. And then I will crack this Urza's Bauble. And Olivia, I get to pick a random card from your hand and look at it.
Oh, there's so much in this hand that I cannot let him see because I don't want him knowing anything that I've got coming down the pike because it's all disgusting.
I'll do this one.
Okay.
It's a forest, everybody.
Well, you're under no obligation to tell us.
Information is power.
Huge play.
That was massive.
Yes! He got nothing out of that. What could I possibly do with 1 basic forest?
On my end step, Wilderness Reclamation will trigger, so I will untap my lands.
Okay, I will untap.
During your upkeep, the Bauble will trigger and I will draw.
Sure.
And then that will trigger Ominous Seas, and it will go up to 3 counters.
I will draw for turn. I'll play a Vesuva. It'll enter as a copy of Cabal Coffers, but thankfully it's tapped.
Whoa. 2 Cabal Coffers?
That's pretty sweet.
Don't worry about it.
Why is it Cabal Coffers legendary?
It's because it's plural. Say Cabal Coffers.
So now Olivia has 2 Cabal Coffers. It represents something like 25 mana from those 2 cards.
You can't use it right now, but I mean, still, I don't like that.
Okay.
Now it taps for 12.
What do I even do with my life? So I can make some real big moves this turn, but with Pyrohemia out there, there's a chance that he can get in the way of that. So I think what I'm gonna do is just a big splashy play and try to bait that out before I do anything else on this turn. You know what? I'm gonna be bold and do stuff.
Be bold.
I am.
Yeah, do it.
I'm gonna tap my Cabal Coffers for 12.
Ooh.
I will have 4 floating because I'm going to use 8 to cast Overwhelming Forces. Destroy all creatures target opponent controls. Draw a card for each creature destroyed this way.
Wait, who are you targeting?
Lupo.
You're trying to force my hand right now, aren't you? If I'm trying to go for like a direct damage paying win at some point, I can't lose Sanctum Weaver. And if I'm gonna Heroic Intervention, it's gotta be now. And if that's the case, I might as well try and blow the rest of the board up.
My plan is changing, but that's okay.
So is mine.
You know what
because
Sun Tzu said?
This was not my plan.
Something about stuff.
In
Something about
response,
plan,
Please.
I'm gonna tap Sanctum Weaver.
Yeah.
I have 9
Oh my god, it's so much.
9 red.
I will put 9
wait, like
Pyrohemia activations on the stack.
Cool.
In response to that, I will Heroic Intervention,
Sure.
making all my stuff indestructible.
Okay.
Commander will cost 10.
Yeah, really sorry about that.
All right, so Ben just breaks the glass and just goes into full-on emergency mode here, and it's pretty good. However, with the Heroic Intervention on the stack, there's a window where I can interact, I can do some stuff. All right, in response to the Heroic Intervention, I'm going to cast Get Lost, targeting the Pyrohemia.
So we created a setup for.
Oh, okay. So the activations will still be there, but at least the Pyrohemia is going away.
Yeah. So previously, I thought Pyrohemia was not bad for me because it kept Jimmy and Olivia in check. But Ben just almost won the game with it.
I was hoping Lupo would just get tapped out. Now Josh has used a removal spell. We love this for us.
That will trigger my commander. I promise, Ben, you can draw.
There we go.
I don't think you've done anything overtly like you had to do that. I get it. Cool. I'll put the +1/+1 counter onto my commander, and then Get Lost resolves. Pyrohemia is destroyed, and you get 2 map tokens.
Josh making the play to remove Pyrohemia. I mean, it's smart. I gotta give him that much. Frustrating? Yeah. But I mean, what game of Magic isn't at some point, you know?
Heroic Intervention still in the stack. I will pay 1 white using the reduction from Monk class, and I will cast White Mane Lion. When it enters the battlefield, I will target my Torrential Gearhulk. Bounce to my hand.
Ah, jeez.
Okay, so the Pyrohemia is gone, but there's still 9 damage on the stack. My commander will trigger. Olivia, you can draw a card. I'll put another 1/1 counter onto Miss Bumbleflower. So my next goal is to get my commander big enough that it will survive. I will draw 2 cards, and then I will cast Frantic Search.
What have I done?
This is your fault.
It is.
Jimmy, you can draw the card. I'll put another counter onto my commander. Untap 3 lands.
Just 6'10" now. The wagon, the size of that thing, just immeasurable. Also, her toughness was really high too.
Ominous Seas will trigger. I've drawn 3 cards. It now has 7 counters. And then Heroic Intervention resolves?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got nothing there.
And now we're down to the first Pyrohemia damage.
Yep.
Before that happens,
Okay.
I'm going to tap both the token of Tender Wild Guide and Tender Wild Guide to add 2 green to my mana pool.
Okay.
So you're gonna float 2 green?
Yep.
Okay, so Pyrohemia deals 9 to all creatures and players.
Great.
All right. I am going to notably put my commander into my graveyard.
Okay.
The Pyrohemia is ultimately not that great for me. I mean, I do save my commander, but the constructs are still around. With a board that's kind of empty like this, they threaten to deal like a lot of damage.
Olivia might have giant constructs, but they don't have trample. I can still just throw stuff in the way, and all my stuff is indestructible still from Heroic Intervention. I'm not losing anything.
Now, Overwhelming Forces, I draw no cards, no creatures were destroyed. And I spent 8 mana, so
But hey, your commander is kind of accessible again. There's an upside.
that's true. I will cast her again.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna tap 3 to play Champion of Lambholt.
Oh.
I mean, that's not a big deal so long as it doesn't go above a 7/7. If it does, I can't block anymore. And then we have a really big problem. Actually, 2 really big I
I will then tap another 3 to play Jaheira, Friend of the Forest. Tokens I control have tap to add a green.
12 mana from the clues now. Wow.
Champion of Lambholt will get a counter.
This Champion Lambholt. The question is just how many creatures she can get into the battlefield, how much juice she's still got. I just hope it's not enough.
I'll tap 3 of them for a Circle of Dreams Druid.
Okay.
And then I'll cast Chatterfang Squirrel General.
Ooh, hey, there's a squirrel.
Wouldn't be right if a squirrel didn't come out at some
Thank
point.
you, I agree.
Yeah.
Champion of Lambholt will become a 4/4. I said I wanted a big turn. I'm not low on mana by any stretch. But what if I had more? I will tap this forest and the rest of my clues and play Beledros Witherbloom.
That is bad.
What the heck,
Don't
man?
worry about it.
That Beledros is really good right now because it can untap all of Olivia's lands, including that Vesuva that came in as a copy of Cabal Coffers. So now she's gonna be able to generate something like 30 plus mana instantly.
I was really hoping Olivia's turn was almost over, like she'd done most of the stuff she can do. And this, it's like giving her a whole nother turn.
Champion goes up to a 5/5. Yeah.
I'm gonna hide.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
You're fine. I can't swing into you.
Not yet. There's no way right now that Champion of Lambholt does not stay small. It's about to grow.
I'm going to activate Beledros Witherbloom, pay 10 life, and untap all my lands.
With double Cabal Coffers.
Double coffers.
Yeah.
We might be dead.
This could be game over.
Yeah,
for sure.
I feel like we might be dead.
So listen, I now have more mana than anybody could possibly know what to do with, but I need things to continue to advance this board state. Thankfully, I have this pile of tapped clue tokens that can do just that. I guess we pop some clues and see what we can come up with.
Yeah.
So, Cabal Coffers, I'm tapping for 12. I'm gonna pay 2 mana to crack a clue. Draw a card.
Okay.
Stack another clue, draw a card. I'm going to use 3 of the black mana, 2 green mana, and cast Deep Forest Hermit.
Oh.
And because of Chatterfang, I'll actually make 8 squirrels.
So she makes all these squirrels, and it's bad for a bunch of reasons. One is she can skull clamp the squirrels to draw cards a lot more efficiently, to search for an even bigger haymaker, but also the Champion of Lambholt is now ginormous.
And then Champion of Lambholt will get 9 more counters. So it's now a 14/14.
Okay, so you can definitely kill one person right now.
Listen, I could delete a player right now, but with this much mana, why not dig a little more and see if I can get some of those win cons in hand? I'm gonna make like Jimmy and go fish.
Okay.
I will pay 2 more, stack another clue. All right, I'm going to use the last of that floating mana, pay 2 green, and cast Shamanic Revelation.
Oh my god.
Aha!
I'll draw a card for each creature I control, and then gain 4 life for each creature I control with power 4 or greater.
How many creatures do you have?
17.
Oh my god.
The previous method of card draw I was okay with, because getting rid of clue tokens meant the constructs were getting smaller. Now she got a mountain of card draw.
I'll gain 24 life from my 6 creatures with power 4 or greater.
Wow.
That will put you at 40.
Starting life total, let's go 40!
Jimmy, we're in danger.
You think?
Yeah.
3, 4, 5,
Y'all could have just let me win the game earlier. I just want to put that out there.
I'm really hoping I can get something to finish this out.
There's no way she's not winning from this position.
God, there's gotta be something here. I mean, I didn't get the closer I wanted, but I have something that might find me the closer I wanted. So, back to the seas, I guess. All right, then I'm gonna activate my Vesuva copy of Cabal Coffers and add 12 black to my mana pool.
This turn.
I'll cast Return of the Wild Speaker.
So draw 13?
Yep.
Draw 17. Well, not good enough. I'll draw 13 more then.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Imagine she can't pull it off though and has to discard.
Please don't make me cry like that.
So this is kind of good because it means she didn't draw anything game ending with the first 17 cards, but it's also bad because she's drawing 13 more cards, which is 13 more chances to find the game ending thing.
How do I not have something right now? This is absurd. I don't know how to send this message back in time, but to me, building this deck, girl, you gotta finish games. You gotta close it out. What are we doing here? Not like this.
Okay, maybe she doesn't have the win con yet.
This is good news because we're not dying.
I am gonna clamp Deep Forest Hermit. So that'll die, and I'll draw 2. This has gotta be it. It's in, one of them's in here. I'll pay 1 more mana and Skull Clamp a Squirrel. There's only so many cards left in my library. I'll Skull Clamp a Squirrel again. Clamping a Squirrel, Skull Clamp a Squirrel. One more Skull Clamp.
Digging for the win.
Okay, she's clamping and clamping, drawing more cards, but her board state's getting smaller.
4 mana that we can see right now available.
And her mana is also diminishing.
I'm gonna use one of my floating mana to play a Soul Ring.
Sure.
So at this point, Olivia stops jamming squirrels into a blender.
We're at the point where I'm now running out of mana to cast any of the finishers I'm fishing for, so it pretty much makes sense to maybe stop here.
Are we gonna live here? Are we gonna be okay?
So,
You count.
you can bounce things. I could kill you. I could kill you.
Yeah, but I'm so nice.
It sucks to have done all of this and not be able to finish this out, but listen, can't capitalize, so time to cut my losses and swing instead. I'll use my last black mana floating to activate Chatterfang. I will sacrifice a squirrel. Josh, I will give your commander +1, -1.
It's a 6/10 with 9 damage marked on it. That's gonna kill it.
Yeah, it will.
All right, well, this is a bad sign because if you are targeting my stuff, it indicates to me that she's going to be attacking me.
I have to hope she's not even looking at this side of the table at all. Jimmy and I are basically invisible, which is great.
All right, in response, I will pay a white.
Ooh.
And I will cast Storage to Plowshares.
Yep.
Targeting the Champion of Lambholt. Ooh. On cast, my commander will trigger. Ben, you can draw.
Thank you.
And I will put the counter onto Miss Bumbleflower.
Hanging on by a thread over there.
Yep.
You gained some life though, Olivia.
Sure do. That will be 14 life I'll gain and go to 54. Champion of Lambholt is exiled.
All right, thank goodness.
And then Chatterfang's ability successfully resolves, but my commander still lives, just barely.
I'm still terrified.
Oh yeah, it's...
As well you should.
At least the stuff's blockable is all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, since it's blockable, what do you care? Josh, I'll send 2 14/14 constructs at you.
Cool.
All right, well, there goes Olivia's big win con. Josh still has these attackers coming in though, so we'll see if he's able to stop the damage.
4 blocks. I will flash out Torrential Gearhulk.
Sure.
I will cast Frantic Search. I cast 2 spells, so Ms. Bumbleflower is now a 9/13. Yep. Ben and Jimmy, you may draw a card. Ooh. Frantic Search, then resolves. I will draw 2. I will discard a Stinging Lionfish and a Pollywog Prodigy. And then I will put 2 counters on the Ominous Seas. So it has 9 now. Then we're still before blocks. I will remove 8 counters from the Ominous Seas, and I will create an 8/8 Release the Kraken. And then I will move to blocks, and I will block 1 construct with the Torrential Gearhulk and 1 with the Kraken.
Okay.
If you haven't been paying attention, this looks like it's a chump block, but because of the earlier damage from Pyrohemia, the constructs already have 9 damage marked on them, which means both of these blocks will trade. I'll lose my stuff, but so will Olivia.
Before damage,
Yep.
I'll make them indestructible and hexproof.
Ah.
It feels absolutely terrible to have to use this right now, but I want to preserve as much of the sport state as I can.
They don't get trampled or anything.
No.
All right, well, I can live with that.
Just honks proof, and
Yep.
they stick around. If I knew he was gonna pull these blocks out of thin air, I probably would have used the Heroic Intervention on Champion, but them's the beats.
So both of my creatures die, and I take no damage.
I'll move to my end step. Hazel will trigger. I will make another construct. I will move to clean up.
Is there not a reliquary in there? Oh my god.
I wasn't supposed to do this!
You did it though.
Oh my god, is that the discarding?
Yeah.
The future proofing was not
Wow.
great on this. Pass the turn to Jimmy.
Cool. Wow. I thought Olivia was 100% to win this game.
We should just all count our blessings that we're even still alive.
Nobody died this turn, but she's sitting on 7 cards that she got to hand pick from what? 35, 40 cards in her deck. If it gets back to her turn and nothing is done to slow her down, the game's gonna be over.
Good morning. How are you? Can we check the payment issue? Yeah, please do that. Yes, now I can. Let me try to access this also from my side. Yes. It's on the email of BSI Business Bay 11, correct?